Hi, welcome to the Wisdom Inspired Talk podcast. Thank you for joining me today. I am Yomi Akipelu, your wisdom coach, speaker, teacher, and author of Blow the Cap Off Your Capability and other books. In this podcast, we will learn from the wisdom of wise men and women from ancient and contemporary times. We will glean wisdom from books, biographies, teachings, quotes, and sayings of sages through the ages. So, let's dive right in. Today, we'll be speaking about giving and generosity. First, a quote and then a story. Never measure your generosity by what you give, but rather by what you have left, says Fulton Sheen. In Charles Dickens' 1843 classic, A Christmas Carol, the cold-hearted, tight-fisted, penny-pinching, callous and stingy Ebenezer Scrooge is transformed into a benevolent, generous, magnanimous, and charitable soul after his encounter with the three spirits who showed him past, present, and future. It's a terrifying experience for him. It leaves him visibly shaken. Not knowing whether it was a dream or real, he was swift to make amends. Scrooge lives out the rest of his days spending his time and money generously for the good of others. What a transformation! By his generosity, his life was forever transformed from sad, lonely, and miserable to joyful and blessed. Mother Teresa once said in an interview, when asked if it was only the wealthy who gave, she replied, "No, even the poorest of the poor give." And she said, "The other day, a very poor beggar came up to me and said, 'Everyone gives to you, and I also want to give you 20 paisa, which is about 2 pence. I thought to myself, what do? If I take it, he won't have anything to eat. But if I don't take it, I will hurt him so much.' So I took it, and he was so happy because he had given to Mother Teresa of Calcutta to help the poor." Giving cleanses the heart and helps us get closer to God. You get so much back in return. Nicky Gumbel said, "Giving purges the character from the constricting grip of materialism that destroys lives." And someone said, "Giving destroys the stranglehold of money over our lives and makes God the stronghold of our lives." Rick Warren shares a story of a man who goes with his son to a fast food restaurant and bought him some French fries. On the way home, the fries smelled so good, he reached over and took one French fry out of his son's carton and ate it. His son got all upset and said, "Dad, you can't have that one. These are my fries." The dad immediately had 3 thoughts. 1. My child has forgotten that I am the source of all fries. I took him to McDonald's. I made the order. I paid for the order. I handed them to him. And I'm driving him back home. The only reason he got any fries was because of me, the great fry giver. 2, my child doesn't realize I could take the fries away in a second if I wanted to. Or on the other hand, I could buy him an entire truckload of fries if I wanted to, because I have the power to do either. 3, I didn't need his fries. I could easily get my own. I could buy myself 100 cartons of fries if I wanted to. I just wanted him to learn to be generous. Generosity is a beautiful characteristic in people. We love and admire generosity. The Lord loves a cheerful giver, and so does everybody else. How do you think of God? Do you think of him a little bit mean or tight-fisted, or do you think of him as extraordinarily generous? God's generosity is seen in the natural world. For example, there are over 25,000 varieties of orchids. The orchid is just one of 270 species of flowers. God does not do things by halves. In our galaxy, there are over 100 billion stars like our sun. Our galaxy is one of over 100 billion galaxies. It is thought that for every grain of sand, there are a million stars. God is extraordinarily, extravagantly generous. John Wesley said, "When I have money, I get rid of it quickly, lest it finds a way into my heart." Generosity is a way to break the hold of money in our lives. Francis Bacon said, "Money is like manure. It's no good unless it's spread around." So if you see someone donating to charity, be assured that his wealth is increasing. Giving money away makes you feel a better person, which makes you come across as a better person. If you feel like a grasshopper, you most certainly appear to be one from the perspective of those around you. If you have generosity of spirit to give money away, you also have the courage to seek profit by placing your money at risk. The internal quality that allows you to give money away is exactly the same quality that allows you to invest money in business to make a profit. Investing or giving might be counterintuitive, but it offers the best chance and opportunity of successfully growing your money. Make money flow by giving, and you will inevitably be creating bonds. With bonds in place, more money flows. Like anything else that flows, money requires pipelines. The process of giving creates channels and conduits that remain open and usable even after they have served their purpose of conveying your money to others. Now that the pipelines and channels exist, they are able to be used for cash flow in the reverse direction too. So giving money away keeps your investment muscles fully exercised and ready for opportunity. You have to feel that you deserve good things, or else your subconscious might very well sabotage all your best efforts. If you do not feel you deserve financial success, you have an uphill task. Giving regular gifts to charities, churches, the needy, and family is an excellent way of persuading your subconscious that you indeed deserve to be wealthy. In this way, the subconscious will end its sabotage and even actively assist you in your quest. Someone said, when God blesses you, don't just give him the credit, give him some cash too. Humorous. When God blesses people, some raise their standard of living and others raise their standard of giving. Now, which category do you fall into? I know which category I fall into, but I hope you fall into the right category. Giving creates a window in the spiritual, intangible realm. The size of the window determines what comes back to you. Giving destroys the hold of greed and fear of not having enough. Giving releases the spirit of abundance into your life and helps you develop an abundance mindset. Life gets better when you share, give, and serve. The law of the harvest is that you reap more than you sow. It is what you give that adds value to your life, not what you receive. A glass that is completely full can take more only if you pour out of it. You grow by pouring out, by giving, and by sharing. Your capacity grows and expands when you share. When you share your knowledge with 10 people, for example, they get to hear it once, but guess what? You get to hear it 10 times, and that expands your capacity and increases your depth. And that is why I love and enjoy teaching and doing these podcasts. The more I share wisdom and knowledge with you, it comes back to me 10 times more. I get greater understanding, greater depth. See, you reap what you sow. So sow generously and you will reap generously. So many acts of value over your lifetime, and you'll be amazed at the harvest when you are old. Sow sparingly and you will find yourself impoverished when you meet the Grim Reaper. Jim Elliot said, "He is no fool who gives what he cannot keep to gain what he cannot lose." And so I encourage you, generosity of heart blesses your life, enriches your life beyond measure. Now, I'm going to sound a note of warning. At some point in your life, people would come up to you to want to borrow money from you, and it is good. If you can help, please do so. But I will say, never lend more than you can afford to lose, because you might not get it back. Now, I'll tell you a story. Over 25 years ago, I loaned someone some hundreds of pounds. It meant a lot to me because it represented almost all that I had in life savings at the time. They promised to pay back in a couple of months, in about 4 to 5 installments. About a year on, they had not paid even half of it. I was very bitter. But for the sake of peace, my peace of mind and well-being, I decided to forgive the debt and move on. What a relief I felt. So, when it comes to loaning money, like I said, if you cannot afford to lose it, please do not lend it. You are better off being generous, giving it away, giving what you can give away, than putting yourself in a position where someone else has power over your peace and joy. That is why it's better to give than loan money, especially to family members or friends, because if they don't pay you, it can cause a rift. It can destroy relationships. Someone said, the quickest way to lose a friend is to lend them money. What may be partially true is you have the wrong kind of friends, if that's the case. So don't forget, if you can't afford to lose it, don't loan it. Be generous. Give to those in need. Help the poor, the needy, and your life will be enriched as a result. Giving is the proof that you are not bound by greed or driven by materialism. Giving is the acid test and real proof that you do not have a love affair or emotional attachment with money. So be generous, be a giver. And that is all for today. Until next time, keep on growing in wisdom and maturity. Blow the cap off your capability. Be unstoppable. Be awesome. I'm cheering you on.